What is up, everybody? We are back with the Magic and Andrew MMA betting show, our 30th episode. We've got Alexander Rakic taking on Jan Blachowicz in the main event. No special guest today. We're trying a little bit different format here. Going to have just the two of us with a little bit more of a dialogue, a back and forth between fights. So you'll have to let us know in the comments whether you prefer that or not. But anyway, Magic, how are you, my friend?
I'm fine. I'm regretting not betting more against Canelo. That's my regret.
Yeah, we couldn't have put too much on that one, but definitely appreciate that for sure. First fight of the night, we've got Andre Petrovsky taking on Nick Maximov. Do you expect to see a lot of grappling here?
I have seen some back and forth takes here. When the fight got announced, I was thinking, okay, maybe we get a minus 200 entry on Maximov here, but it's not the case. He's minus 400. But I honestly think Maximov by submission is the best bet of the card, plus 350. Like, why is this plus 350? The percentage of the time this fight develops into an absolute shit grapple fest with Petrovsky gassing bad against a better grappler, a way better grappler, is what, 80%, 85%?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. I think Maximov by submission is an easy call to make here. Maximov late is not bad. Maximov by submission late, I really like him here. Like, if he absolutely destroys Petrovsky in the sense of Petrovsky is having a fucking heart attack and Maximov is not choking him out, okay, I'll be mad, I lost my money, but I think this is an obvious bet.
Who do you think will shoot the first takedown? Do you think both these guys are just going to be super willing to grapple from the opening
Maximov.
bell? Yeah.
Petrovsky will try to, I don't know, take his head off or something, but Maximov has that stupid durability, he's from the Diaz camp. He's actually the best fighter from the Diaz camp. No joke.
Yeah, I think
like,
sorry, go ahead.
He's actually pretty good, a pretty good fighter, and a pretty good grappler, and he makes it work. Like, he has a little bit of Demian Maya in him. He gets a fucking shitty single leg and goes from there. Like, he extracts fucking gold from a shitty single leg, man. It's impressive. He's a good MMA grappler.
Yeah, he is. Petrovsky definitely has a good grappling base, but his cardio is not up to par. His submission grappling isn't up to par with Maximov. I definitely favor Maximov here. I was in the same boat as you. I was hoping for a minus 200-ish number on him, but that never came. I actually don't mind the fight doesn't go the distance at plus money. I think if Petrovsky doesn't land something early, Maximov will probably grind him and finish him late. And this is one of the rare fights. I pretty much always play money lines and over-unders. This is one of those fights where I'm definitely electing to play the fight doesn't go the distance because I feel like Maximov finishing him in the second half of the third round is a pretty live scenario. So I definitely like that. I also do think overall, though, Maximov's ceiling, I think he's going to run into a wall at some point when he faces someone who is very good grappling defense.
Hear me out. And I'm that serious about this. Maximov beats Adesanya.
No, dude. I think Adesanya
will be straight up, no odds or anything. Maximov beats Adesanya. I'm serious. I'm not joking.
I know, I feel like Adesanya's defensive grappling is good enough where and his range is good too. So he can just kind of
absolutely not. Like, Adesanya was getting taken down by Robert Whittaker almost at will every time he got on him, and he can defend against people that have more conventional takedowns. You know what I mean? But if Maximov gets a leg on Adesanya, if he gets on his leg, he's going down. And he's getting submitted. He has absolutely nothing from his back. Like, someone like Whittaker or Vettori destroy Maximov, but I think Adesanya is not an easy fight for him because I'm sounding like I'm crazy here, I know, but I think it's a great style matchup for Maximov. I think he gets destroyed against Whittaker.
Yeah.
For example.
Yeah, that's a really bad matchup for him. Like, anyone who has that really solid defensive wrestling base and is a better striker than him is going to light him up on the feet because he is nothing on the feet. I mean, if he gets stuck in the stand-up, he's definitely
he has a head like this, man. He's impossible to knock out, and he gets on your leg.
Yeah, but anyway, I like fight doesn't go the distance here. You like Maximov sub. I like that as well. Next up, I think we talked about Carlos Candelario versus Tatsuro Tyra. Do you want to touch on this one again?
Yeah, I played Candelario again. A little bit smaller. Last time out, I was really big on him. I had plus 250. I got like plus 200 this time or plus 210. We already talked about this. This seems like a must play. Tyra doesn't look great when he gets extended. And yeah, he looks big and powerful and has some legit back takes and submissions, but his wrestling is not the best. Candelario is probably going to dictate where the fight goes. Candelario probably has better cardio. He puts people through the paces. He was on short notice in Contender Series. If he wasn't, he runs away with that fight easily. I still think he won. Yeah, why not? I mean, how wrong can you be on Candelario? At worst, you are getting a coin flip. At worst, I think he may look like the favorite by far. We will see. Like Tyra looks good. He looks dry. You know what I mean? He looks powerful and big for the division, but the tape is him beating on pensioners. So
Yeah, I bet Candelario the first time plus 225, and this time around, I'm not in love with the idea of playing that as good of a number, so I'm kind of hoping that comes back up. But I am a little concerned that Candelario is the one that pulled out last time with a sickness. I mean, I'm not looking too much into it, but it's kind of difficult for me to come around on playing a worse price on him, considering he's the one that pulled out the last time. So I'm going to monitor the line between now and the fight. But I do think he's for sure the side. I just don't know how you really get to minus 250 with Tyra here. Next up, we've got Angela Hill versus Virna Jandiroba. I could start this one off, and then you could tell me if you agree with me. I played Jandiroba here earlier in the week. I think at like minus 150. I think she's gonna dominate Hill in the grappling here. If you look at the grapplers that Jandiroba's faced, Mackenzie Dern, one of the best grapplers in the world, Kanako Murata, who's an elite wrestler. She fought Amanda Ribas, who's a good grappler who we'll touch on later in the card. She's just fought a who's who of grapplers, and the two non-grapplers she faced in her UFC career, she dominated them with ease. And I'm not necessarily saying she's gonna dominate Angela Hill with ease, but I do see her getting takedowns. I do see her getting top time. I think a submission is live here. I'm going with Angela Hill, I'm going with Virna Jandiroba to submit Angela Hill. Do you agree with that?
yeah, Jandiroba is my biggest play of the card. Like I parlayed her money line. May seem a little short, but I think he's going to dominate. Every time she has fought in the UFC and she has not faced an elite grappler, she has rolled, like straight up rolled and submitted everyone easily. She took down Sparta 3 times and she was winning most of the scrambles too. He took down another powerful wrestler in Deron Wynn's girlfriend. I forgot her name.
Oh,
the girl Martin. with the big jaw.
Mallory Martin.
Yeah, Mallory Martin. She took her down like super easily. She has lost against Dern, Ribas, and elite grapplers. And this other girl, the Japanese girl, she broke her arm. It was a knockout. I had Jandiroba by submission. Very, very fun. But yeah, I think she takes Hill down here, and that's whatever she wants. Hill is a horrendous grappler. Like she's real bad on the ground when she's on bottom. So yeah, why not? Jandiroba, I think she rolls. The money line may seem short, and if Hill can keep it on the feet, she's probably going to win the stand-up fairly easily and lead her up, but I don't think she can. And everybody that has tried to take Hill down has taken Hill down. In the UFC, she got taken down even by Watterson, man.
Yeah.
Who is an atom weight. I mean, she was like straight up killing Ashley Yoder, and randomly Yoder was mounting her. Like, what was that? She's a horrendous grappler. I legit thought I had nothing, I think, on the fight, and I was like, okay, Yoder is about to die, and suddenly Yoder is on mount. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah, she sucks on the ground.
Yeah, and I think another thing to take into consideration too is Angela Hill doesn't really have that fight ending power. This is at 115 pounds. Like, these are small women, so the chances of a knockout are pretty slim, which tends me to favor Jandiroba even more. Because if this was like a men's light heavyweight fight, there'd be a way better shot if it's a grappler versus striker of, oh, Jandiroba could get caught coming in or something like that. But knockouts happen so rarely in this division that I really do like Jandiroba in this spot. I'm not in love with her wrestling, but it should be good enough to get takedowns here.
And Hill is not. It's not like Hill is swinging from the hip. She's an arm puncher, a volume puncher. When she hurts people, it's a big knee or something like that, or she's putting on the volume on them. So yeah, Jandiroba should be safe.
Who's the best grappler Hill has faced up to this point? I'm trying to think.
Let me look at her record, but she hasn't faced a lot of top grapplers. And when she does, she looks bad. Probably Gadelia. Claudia Gadelha, but she has 5 minutes of cardio.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I bet Gadelha in that fight. I thought she could have got the decision too, or did she? I don't even remember.
Gadelha won, I think.
Did she? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I bet her too. Not my proudest bet, but
no.
Yeah, he has not faced great grapplers. She got submitted by Randa Marcos, Ashley Yoder twice, Andrade, but she didn't really grapple.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has not faced a top grappler. Jandiroba may just smoke her, like get an easy takedown and 2 minutes and going home.
Yeah, I hope. I don't like sweating these bets out. Just give me an easy win and let's call it a day. Next up, this is the people's main event: Alan Patrick versus Michael Johnson. Neither of these fighters have won a fight in like 3 years. Who are you picking to get back in the win column?
Johnson is 3-9 in his last 12. That's brutal, and he has wins over Ferguson, Barbosa, and also Ferguson, Barbosa, and Poirier. Dustin Poirier. He stopped Poirier, like not stopped, but eyes rolled back and everything. Like a hood. That was a hood knockout. Poirier was out. I can't believe what I'm about to say, but I parlayed Michael Johnson.
Like, that is a bold move,
man. Yeah, because if he goes, it's Michael Johnson, you know. If he goes out and does a Michael Johnson, I'm going to be like, man, I can't believe I parlayed Michael Johnson. But I see no reason for Michael Johnson to not fuck this guy up. Like, fuck him up royally. Patrick is 39. He doesn't really push a pace. Johnson, he's bad on the ground, but his problem with defensive wrestling is not defending the takedowns itself. Is when people start chaining shit and putting up the pace on him, and eventually he gets taken down. But Patrick is not a guy. He's a one-shot guy with bad cardio, old, not zero striking, basically. I think Johnson is going to fuck him up. I parlayed Johnson, and I have some Johnson inside the distance. And honestly, he has looked good lately. Okay, Guida is like, he has some sort of illness that makes him, I don't know, unstoppable cardio-wise, his pace, but he was looking like $1 million on the feet against Moises. And Patrick is not that jiu-jitsu ace, or I don't think he's getting Johnson down. He's big, but he has looked horrible. He hasn't won a fight since 2017 or 2018, something like that.
Yeah, 2018, I think.
Mason Jones, obviously a different fighter to Michael Johnson, pushes a pace, more physical, some clinch work, but Patrick was looking horrible in that fight, like really horrible. So yeah, I think Michael Johnson is going to stop him and make it look easy, but who knows? It's Michael Johnson, you know. Johnson is like, we all know that one friend that he's dating a girl and the girl has cheated on him 3 times and he's still with that girl. That's Michael Johnson. You know what I mean? You still have hope in him. Like, okay, but this time he's not going to do it. And then he does a Michael Johnson, but I'm going to trust Michael Johnson here. We will see how this goes. It's a bold move, Cotton.
Yeah, it's definitely a bold move. I do lean Michael Johnson myself, but I actually prefer the under 2.5 at plus 150. I feel like all of Patrick's win condition is pretty much front loaded on him landing something big, because he does come out and he does some crazy shit and he will kind of go balls to the wall, but he's a quitter. He has bad cardio. Johnson's definitely the cleaner striker. I expect Johnson to knock him out if it stays on the feet. It would really have to be something crazy for Patrick to win, but I do think most of Patrick's win condition is front loaded. Would you agree with that? That like he'd kind of have to catch him with something, or like with the grappling early?
Yeah, some sort of crazy submission. I honestly think Johnson is minus 400 here realistically, but we will see. He's capable of doing the best and the worst. Like, he should really have had a much better UFC career. He has lost to some guys that is, man. I'm not saying he's a quitter, but he gets discouraged in there. You know what I mean? And he's not the most physical guy, but he has great striking. He has power. He has fast hands. He has those hood hands. No disrespect. You know what I mean? That in and out fucking fast guy with power. Yeah. You don't see the punches coming. Awkward angles. He's a good striker. Not much of a kicker, but good striker.
He was wasn't he beating Josh Emmett before getting knocked out?
Yeah, he was up 2018 for sure. And then he got hit with the most obvious overhand right I have seen in my life. Like Emmett threw that from 3 feet away, man. He took like 2 steps to hit Johnson. Before, I mean, he was not setting it up with the jab or anything. It was naked, 2 steps, boom, he was out. Beautiful knockout. Shout out to Josh Emmett, but
Yeah.
Michael Johnson doing a Michael Johnson.
Yeah, that's what he does. So definitely tune into this one. Next one, I've seen a lot of different opinions on this week.
Patrick by high kick, it's a lock.
That's what it would have to be. It'd have to be something big early. Andrea Lee versus Viviane Araujo. I've seen a lot of people on the Lee side. I don't have a bet on this, but I do prefer the Araujo side. Like, what do you think about this fight? Do you think Araujo's gas issues will come into play here? Do you think it'll be a grappling fight, a striking fight? I'm curious to get your thoughts on this one.
I really like how you are conducting this episode, like very professional. This sounds legit as fuck.
I appreciate it.
I have nothing on the fight. If you put a gun to my head, I'm picking Araujo because I think she's the better fighter. Like she's the better striker. She's more powerful, faster, the better wrestler. She can and she probably will take down Lee early. Everybody takes down Lee. Most people that can do it, and she can do it. Her ground control is not the best. The problem is Lee is durable, has never been stopped, and she pushes a crazy pace. I don't think she's a great striker or anything like that, but she puts people through the grinder. You know what I mean? I said this in another episode. She's just drilling out there. She's doing like cardio kickboxing. Same combination. She has huge legs. She's hitting you non-stop, and people just get tired. This women's MMA. Yeah, I have nothing, but I think this is a fight where clearly the upside is first half of the fight for Araujo and later half for Lee. So which is the moment where that takeover takes place? You know what I mean? Round 3 may get sweaty. I'm going to go full degen here. I think I'm going to play fight goes to a split decision plus 400. I think it's a great bet. Like goes to decision is like minus 250 or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
How many times that this goes to decision? It's not a split. Honestly, I'd say half the time it's a split. Easily.
Yeah, it could
the judges are fucking inept. You know, every week we get crazy scorecards. So.
No, that is very true. Another thing also is I know MMA math doesn't work, but if you watch their fights with Modafferi, it's just it was night and day. I mean, Modafferi beat Lee by split decision. Modafferi, I think, took her down 4 times. She never came close to taking Araujo down. I think if Araujo pursues the grappling here, that's probably, if I were coaching her, that's probably the way I'd go, is to pursue the grappling. But I do think Araujo is the side. Obviously, also another thing, I think you and I talked about this earlier in the week, but Araujo doesn't always fight optimally. You know, like she doesn't always take the easiest path to victory.
She's like stupid. Like she's bouncing around. I don't think there is a fighter that wastes as much energy as Araujo does, because one thing is going in and out to take advantage of your speed edge or whatever it is, or your power edge, but this girl her footwork is stupid. Like if you are 10 feet away from someone, you don't need to bounce because you cannot be hit. She's bouncing all around, and she could use all that energy. Like if she came out like a power kickboxer, you know what I mean? Guard up, like fighting a little bit tall and power kicks. This girl would be a fucking power to be reckoned with in the division. I think she prefers to be, I don't know, Willy Wonka jumping around. So okay, good for her. If she grapples, I think she wins the fight.
You got a
thank you. I'm going to Cuba with this donation.
Yeah, that was a great call. For those who didn't tune in,
maybe he's actually Cuban, like Espitia.
Maybe. For anyone who didn't tune in, Magic called a plus 464 upset in boxing last week over Canelo Alvarez. Haven't got a chance to watch the fight yet, but heard it was a very clear decision.
You haven't watched the fight?
No.
I watched it back on Sunday.
How did you score it again?
118, 110. Like you can give it 117, 111. There was like a swing round, but 116, 112, it's fantasy. It's very, 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 very generous for Canelo, and the scorecards that the judges gave were ridiculous. Like 115, 113 unanimous. That was ridiculous. That was corruption at the highest level. But Bivol shipped it. Absolute chat. He gave the judges no option to rob it. Like it was impossible to rob it.
That's awesome. Well, shout out to Bivol and shout out to Espida. Yeah, he says he's Mexican.
Okay, that would work.
Seems like everyone agrees with you here. Next up on the card, we've got Jake Hadley versus Alan Nascimento. I know you are someone who's been pretty high on Jake Hadley in the past. Do you think this is a good matchup for him? And also, what do you think his ceiling in the UFC is?
I was surprised with the matchup. not because he's not going to win. I think he's going to win and probably comfortably. But if I am the UFC, I'm giving him a different matchup. Why are you giving him this guy that is a kind of a dangerous guard player that can trouble him a little bit? Fucking mosquitoes. If you are the UFC, you give this guy someone that is going to give a good action fight or that he can finish and make a name for himself. Nascimento is better than people give him credit for, but he's getting a really tough schedule, I feel, after the Khabib's friend Ulanbekov. After Ulanbekov, this guy, man, what's next? They are going to give him, I don't know, Figueredo. This guy, give the guy a chance. He's a good fighter. He went to a shitty split with Paiva, who is another good fighter, in my opinion.
Yeah, Paiva's good.
I think Hadley wins the fight, probably gets a lot of top time. I wouldn't be shocked if Hadley submits him. Hadley is a really, really good grappler. People don't give him credit, but I'm telling you, this guy, I'm telling you, he's fucking legit. I have watched him forever at Cage Warriors. I know some people don't agree with me, but I think this guy has a very, very high ceiling. He's very, very good. He's aggressive. He goes for it. He's good everywhere. He's very active on bottom. He's a legit grappler. I like him a lot. He's a little bit of a mongoloid, you know? He is like you can. I mean, you see his face, right? And he fucked up. He did something wrong. I'm not sure what it was, but the rumor was that he was being mean to the guy that drove him to the hotel or something. But these people from England, they are just joking, and people take it the wrong way. You know, it's just banter, like they said. Just good banter, bro. And the guy is a little bit of an idiot. And a great fighter. I think he's a very, very good fighter. Yeah, I think he wins, and I also think. Sorry for interrupting you. I think fight ends by submission plus 215 is a good look.
Yeah, I'm picking Hadley to win as well. Really, for me, it comes down to Nascimento's willing to play guard here. I haven't bet anything on the fight. I did bet the over 2 takedowns for Hadley at Prize Picks. Like I said, Nascimento is very willing to play bottom. Hadley's going to come forward. He's going to shoot takedowns. So don't forget to use the promo code Gambus when you sign up for Prize Picks. Over 2 takedowns, Hadley. Yeah, I tend to think it's going to be a decision. I do think Hadley's going to win. I think he's going to get a lot of top time here. It's going to be, it could look similar to the Ulanbekov fight a little bit, where he's just throwing up submissions from bottom. Maybe he's throwing some elbows from bottom, but I do think Hadley's going to be a little bit more active from top than Ulanbekov was. Tajir kind of just content to hang out on top. I will say Nascimento is a pretty, like, to your point, he's a pretty good fighter. He's pretty big for the division. He's gotten a couple tough matchups. So, we'll see what happens, but the pick is Hadley on my end. The pick is Hadley on your end as well.
I think Hadley is going to win, and if he doesn't finish, which he may not at all, but ends by sub is a good, you know what I mean, a good safety net.
Yeah,
if you are betting Hadley, but I think maybe people say, "Oh, this got sweaty," or "This was closer than it should have been," but in reality, Hadley is 80-85%. You know what I mean?
Yeah, where a lot of the time it's a close decision, he wins.
Oh, Nascimento is shooting a inverted anaconda. Okay, he's not getting submitted with that.
Yeah. Next up, we've got a fight that I'm really not too sure on. I'm curious to hear your take. Frank Camacho versus Manuel Torres.
Like, if you are not betting Camacho by submission here, we cannot be friends.
No, I'm not going to have anything on this one. I don't know what's going to happen.
I bet it. Like, how don't you bet Camacho by submission? I'm not talking about you, like everyone. How don't you bet Camacho by submission here plus 1,000? He's a legit grappler. I mean, lately he hasn't grappled a lot. He likes to exchange and he got knocked out. But he has faced some great grapplers himself. And this other guy, man, apart from him looking absolutely 70 IQ, his interview on Contender Series was crazy, like absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
He has faced like complete taxi drivers. He has beaten complete taxi drivers.
D3.
He pinned Jordan Burroughs twice.
Never.
Like he has faced really bad fighters, and he has been submitted with heel hooks by Taco Bell workers, like literally twice, and that was like 3 years ago. Or if Camacho grapples, I think this is a field day. That's all I got, and doesn't go the distance. Is this real? I don't know if this is real, but Jordan Levy tracks on BetMMA.
Yeah, and he got lucky against Ogden, but whatever. It's a conversation for another day.
Doesn't go the distance is a lock, in my opinion. Like, this Torres guy is wild, and he has only gone to one decision. His grappling looks really bad, and if Camacho doesn't get bonked, like fucking bonked and knocked out because his chin may be shot, but Camacho should roll. I think he submits the guy if he grapples rather easily. Maybe an arm I'm calling Camacho by arm triangle, I think. But we'll see. I think Camacho is the side. I'm a little bit wary of playing it because that last knockout was real bad.
Yeah.
But
he's so hittable too.
Yeah, but look at the people he's faced and look at the people this Manuel Torres guy has faced. Like,
no, it's night and day. There's no two ways about it.
And Camacho has fought at 170. People like Jin Liang Li, Geoff Neal, and this guy is facing Paco, who is selling fruit in the plaza. Come on, man. Now you know what's going to happen, right? First minute, this guy comes out and hits Camacho with the best combo you have ever seen, and then puts him in a standing guillotine, and then throws his body and claims he's the best. You know, it's the UFC. The stupidest shit always happens.
Yeah, the only thing I do like from Camacho on the feet is I think he does a nice job of going to the body, but he's very hittable, doesn't move his head, and he has taken some damage. But to your point, it's against good competition. I just don't see a ton I like. Also, the footage, there's not a lot of footage on Torres. I personally am fine passing here, so I'll be rooting for submission for
the
you.
footage is just him killing random people.
Yeah.
And then gets killed by an absolute trash fighter. And people are like, oh, sure, minus 160 versus Frank Camacho, deal of the century. 5 units. No, man.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens here. Part of me almost hopes he kills him and then gets lined to evens against someone who's like pretty good.
Against Joel Alvarez.
Yeah, that'd be a sight to see, to say the least. Before I get into my next fight, we have 83 live viewers. Appreciate you guys. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Again, we appreciate you being here. We've got 4 more fights to break down. Next up, Caitlin Chookagian versus Amanda Ribas. I could start this one off. When this fight got announced, I was drooling over the potential of betting Chookagian at evens here. It didn't end up happening. I did play her for a unit at minus 140. She's out to about minus 180 now. If she could keep this fight vertical, she's going to dominate. Much better striker, cleaner straight shots. Ribas, hittable. She comes forward. She kind of throws more hooks than straight punches. She keeps her head on that center line. Good grappler. Chookagian is a decent grappler too. Like, not as good as Ribas, but she is bigger. Ribas is coming up to 125 pounds here. I like Chookagian to get it done. Wouldn't surprise me if Chookagian actually gets a knockout here. Like I said, that side, she's going to drill her with straight punches. She's been going to a lot of decisions here. I know a lot of people were excited, like, oh, what if Chookagian KOs like plus 1,200, and then it came out like plus 450. So pretty funny on that one, but I'm going with Chookagian. I'm curious to hear if you have a little bit different of a take here.
You realize to knock out someone, you need to actually punch them, you know, not punch the air. Like Chookagian does. Like, he goes hoot from 16 feet away, and judges go, oh, clear Chookagian round. Every fucking fight. She fucking sucks, man. I
think she's good.
She fucking sucks to watch. Like, she's not a bad fighter. She can wrestle and grapple a little bit. I have no idea how she has is she a brown belt or a blue belt? Under John Danaher.
Caitlin?
That's serious, yeah. She rolls with those guys. The Dead Squad. That's probably the best grappling gym in the world. Not probably.
Yeah. The
best jiu-jitsu or no-gi grappling gym in the world. At Renzo's in New York. She has a belt under Danaher. Not sure if it is blue or brown. But yeah. I will never, ever forgive Chookagian for not submitting the Walmart Shevchenko Antonina. I had 2 units. I had 2 units at plus 1,800, and I was like, she's going to out wrestle her. And then she cannot finish a fucking rear naked choke, and you are a blue belt under John Danaher. Like,
brown.
I don't care. Like, even white under John Danaher. Like how the fuck is this possible? That broke my heart.
Yeah, same. I had the same bet. Like, crazy. I think I had like plus 2,100 or something like that.
Chookagian is a good fighter. She can wrestle a little bit. I think we talk about this in other pods. Her husband is Gregor Gillespie's wrestling coach, a legit wrestler. His name is Kyle Terminara, if I'm not wrong.
Yep, Sam.
He trains some fighters. Good wrestler. I think the biggest factor in this fight is the size. Like Ribas is a strawweight. She's a big strawweight, I think, but she's not a flyweight. And Chookagian has fought at 135. She's way bigger, taller. And Ribas, her chin is a little bit of a concern in her career. Like, it's the worst thing she has. She's a very, very good fighter, but her chin is going to be a problem moving on. And like, if they were the same size, I would bet Ribas huge. You know what I mean? But I don't know if she can take Chookagian down. I'm passing on the fight. I'm going to pick Ribas for the upset because most people try to take down Chookagian with lower body shit, or if they get in the clinch, even though Ribas is way smaller, I think she's going to dominate the clinch and get throws. Ribas is a legit judo player, man. Like, I'm pretty sure she was the Brazilian judo team Olympic alternate. Like, if the girl got injured, Ribas would have gone to the Olympics representing Brazil in judo. She's a fantastic grappler. I think all around, she's a better grappler than Chookagian. She's great on the ground. I don't know if she can get a finish, but I'm going to pick her for the upset. No bet, but I think Ribas is going to surprise people, win the clinch, and get top time and take 2 rounds.
Fair enough. We will see what happens. I like Chookagian here. You like Ribas, but no bet.
If I'm wrong, I will just say Ribas was too small. I can't lose.
Yeah, that's an easy one. Next up, I have no bet on this one. I know you have a fun take here. Davy Grant is taking on Louis Smolka. What's the play here?
How you don't play Smolka here? Like drunk Smolka. I mean, sober Smolka. This is sober Smolka. I told this before. I used to like Smolka more when he was a drunk. He had that grind. He had more durability. Like, his liver was already fucked up. He took body shots better and everything. Now he goes down a little bit easier, but how are we making Davy Grant minus 300 here? Like, Davy Grant gets into some wars and hits a couple left hooks, and now people are acting like he's fucking Joe Frazier. Like, this guy is not very good. Like, he went to a fucking split with Gregory Popov, of all people, from Mongolia, who is an absolute bum. She make it like that guy make Eddie Wineland, like 37-year-old Eddie Wineland, look like Sugar Ray Leonard. Davy Grant went to a split with that guy like 2 years ago or 1.5 years ago. How long was that ago?
Yeah, I don't know if Davy Grant nearly beat either of them, just for the record. And I bet Grant against Cheeto. And I bet Yanez against Grant. I don't know.
I had Vera inside the distance submission round 3, a classic bet I lose. He was dying and Vera didn't finish him, man. But yeah, like doesn't go the distance looks like a lock to me. Good parlay piece. Smolka could die. I mean, straight up. He's hittable. He doesn't have the best chin, but he goes forward. He can box. He has some power. He works the body, and he has all the grappling upside. If Luis Smolka doesn't die here in like 2 or 3 minutes, he's going to fucking pace Davy Grant. And if he gets takedown, he's going to dominate the grappling at will on the ground. Like, I have to play Smolka here inside the distance submission, round 2, round 3. Like, roll it, guys. Luis Smolka, if he dies, he dies. This is the best value on the card, I think.
Ooh. It's a hot take. Yeah, just for the record, there is a little bit of a difference between taking a round off of someone and almost beating them. Just more generally speaking, not so in this fight. I mean, Andrew and Magic take the yeah. Cheeto does give up the first round a lot.
I still don't know how he beat Font. Like, I can't believe that happened the way it happened, man. Again, the same shit as the Aldo fight. That was sad to watch. You know, it was the biggest differential ever in the UFC when a guy is losing the fight. That was insane.
Yeah, well, that's the reason I ended up passing, is because I bet Font against Aldo, and just Vera just has this crazy durability. And in my head, I'm like, okay, Font is the better fighter.
Power. Like, he doesn't have that Aldo power, you know?
Yeah.
Font was dominating Aldo, and then he hit the right hand. Aldo has a huge right hand, and he's a huge guy at 135. I was like, okay, Vera is like a attrition type of guy, and I didn't expect it to hit Font like that, and Font just cracking up. I don't know, maybe it was a big knee to some big punches, the kick. I don't know, maybe we'll see. I guess the next Font fight will tell a lot.
Yeah, one guy got mad.
One guy said that Popov is a killer.
That's Bo.
That's Bo?
Yeah.
Anything pause?
One guy was mad that he must have like laid the juice on Grant, but he was like commenting nice things all podcast. And then when you said Smolka was value, he started going off. So I had to block him.
Man, if Grant goes out and hits him with a bomb like he did Martinez and Smolka dies, everyone is going to act like, oh, David Grant by knockout plus 100 DC bet. But I honestly think Smolka is a great bet. Smolka props. If he dies, he dies. If you are betting this, know damn well that early he's going to get hit. And it may get sweaty early, but if he doesn't die in round 1, this is a Smolka season.
Fair enough. I like it. Nothing from me. Again, I touched on a couple points earlier. If you put a gun to my head, I would play Smolka, but luckily there's no gun to my head. Speaking of gun to head, Ian Cutelaba versus Ryan Spann. Spann has the size advantage here, but it definitely seems like Cutelaba has the skill advantage. What are you thinking for this one?
Maybe a hot take. I parlayed Cutelaba inside the distance. Like, I think this is an easy fight for Cutelaba. I don't like, how does Spann win the fight? Outside of nuking Cutelaba early with a big right hand, like Cutelaba is coming in and Spann hits him with his trademark nuke right hand and finishes him somehow. But Cutelaba is a durable guy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like Cutelaba only needs to hit Spann clean once. Like, Spann is fucking glass. His chin is horrible. And Cutelaba has all the grappling upside. I don't think Cutelaba is going to drop on a single leg and Spann is going to hit a guillotine on Cutelaba. That's not going to happen. He has a good guillotine, but man, Cutelaba can grapple. He's big, he's strong. He looks much, much, much better since he joined Extreme Couture. Like, he's training in the States now. He doesn't fight like a Mongoloid anymore. You know, he has a game plan, which is impressive. Yeah. Cutelaba with a game plan. Could rise to the pound for pound rankings.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Honestly, I like Cutelaba. He's low-key one of my favorite fighters. He goes for it. He can grapple. He can punch. I appreciate when a guy is a fighter, and let me word this correctly because I don't want to come out as an asshole. But like, this is the UFC. I appreciate when a guy wants to kill someone and it's not obscure about it. You know what I mean? Cutelaba is in there to kill you. He doesn't give a fuck. He's not, I hope I win, but my opponent doesn't take any damage. No, he's going to fucking elbow your face in. You know what I mean? And then we can shake hands. I like that. He's aggressive. His ground and pound is some of the best in the UFC. I love his elbows. Good fighter. Like, he just ran into Ankalaev, but I think he can make a run.
Yeah, I'm picking Cutelaba here as well.
Sorry. I don't agree with that guy. I used to think that, but since he went to Extreme Couture, his gas tank looks much better. He looked very good against Devin Clark. He was on top for some stretch, but I think his gas tank looked good. He just shoot for like 12 takedowns against Jacoby, who is a massive light heavyweight. I don't think his gas is that bad.
Yeah, I lean the Cutelaba side as well. The only concern really is size, but I hate the way Spann reacts to getting hit. Like, he gets hit and he like goes like that and kind of like backs out. It's a terrible look.
Cutelaba is going to like do violence on him. You know what I mean? Like, if Spann covers once, or even if he doesn't get a takedown and they go into a clinch, Cutelaba has this right arm elbow in the clinch. Like, it's brutal. This guy said, I don't know if it's a joke or because I said this Maximov thing that Cutelaba beats Adesanya.
I put it on the screen.
Cutelaba beats Adesanya. Like, is this a joke? Like, Cutelaba would fucking maul Adesanya. He would shoot a single leg and then, I don't know, Adesanya may actually die in that fight.
Make it happen.
Okay, that's a mega fight.
Fight.
That's a gigantic pay-per-view. Eon the Hulk Cutelaba versus Adesanya.
If he paints himself green for the face off and stuff.
No, let him paint himself green for the fight too.
Yeah. People would watch that and be like, what the hell? But yeah, I'm picking Cutelaba as well here. I don't know. Spann. I bet Anthony Smith against Spann. He didn't look very good. I even bet on Sam Alvey against Spann, and that fight went to a split decision. So goes to show what I think about Spann, but I haven't bet it yet. I'm kind of hoping the line comes down a little bit more.
That guy is also right. Yeah, Cutelaba. I don't know if the fight is going to go on because he may headbutt his opponent in the face of it. Then the fight is off because of a gigantic cut or something. The guy is out of his mind. A good fighter, Cutelaba. He gets a lot of disrespect.
Yeah, he's solid. On to the main event, Alexander Rakic versus Jan Blachowicz. I could kick us off in this one. Jan lost his last fight, which was for the title, to Glover. He's looking to come back here. This fight was booked earlier in the year, and Jan had to pull out due to a neck injury, I believe. It was some kind of injury. Don't quote me on that. But it was annoying because the first time the fight was booked, Rakic was like minus 110 to like minus 130, depending on the book. And this time he's minus 200 right now. I bet him earlier in the week, minus 158. I like Rakic here. I think he's going to win a boring decision. Jan's 39 now. I thought he looked pretty bad in his last fight. He had a pretty fortunate run to the title. Nothing against him. He did, his time is up though. I think Rakic, I expect to have the grappling upside. He's big. He doesn't really make many mistakes. He has a good chin. I'm picking Rakic. I think the minus 200 price tag is about right now, but I do think this fight goes to decision. It's probably a boring fight where Rakic wins 49-46 on two cards and then 48-47 on another. So picking Rakic. Curious to hear what you're taking on this one.
This is a very awkward fight, in my opinion. Like, I'm not sure about this booking. I thought Rakic should have fought Ankalaev. He calls everyone out, but he doesn't know how to say Ankalaev. You have you noticed that? Like, he's calling the whole UFC out, but somebody says Magomed Ankalaev, and he's like, who? I never heard that name before. I think Ankalaev fucks him up. But yeah, this fight, like, Rakic is, no disrespect, but isn't he like a stupid guy? Like in the way he fights, not only the way he talks, because that I'm sure the way he talks, but the way he fights. When I look at the guy, every time I see him fight, first of all, I fucking hate him. If he had finished Anthony Smith, I would have won a stupid amount of money. It was like 35,000. And Anthony Smith was dying, and he decided to lay on him for 15 minutes. So fuck him. He's my nemesis. I hope he not that he dies, but horrible knockout.
Do you remember
now that we have got that out of the way?
Do you remember? Didn't Jiri was calling out Rakic forever, and then Rakic wasn't saying anything, and then
Rakic was like, no.
And then all of a sudden, Jiri went on a hot streak, and Rakic was like calling him out over and over. I was like, that's a bum move to do that. But anyway, go on.
Yeah, he should have taken that fight because Rakic can probably grapple fuck him rather easily. But maybe before, because the last time I saw Jiri, he was the best fighter in the world. That was crazy. Jiri before was a bum. But yeah, this fight, what I mean that he's stupid is like when every time I see the guy fight, I watch him fight, I think this guy could be so much better. But he just takes very strange decisions. And even the way he strikes or the way he grapples, like if you look at him and forget about all the skills, forget about everything, just as an athlete, he's the best athlete in the division by far. It's not even close. Like he has the body of a featherweight, but in a gigantic way. You know what I mean? That kind of athleticism. Yeah. Like this guy could play in the NBA. Don't you think so? Like he could be a machine. His build is crazy and everything. Speed, power. The thing is, I'm not sure how this fight is going to play out. I guess Rakic is going to choose if he shoots and tries to take Jan down, which I don't think he will do easily. I think he can wrestle Jan maybe early successfully, but I don't think he can do it in the long run. I think Jan may defend a lot of takedowns and surprise people. And I don't know if I am comfortable. If I were on Rakic, I don't know if I am comfortable with him on top of Jan. I think people forget that Jan is a fucking legit grappler for the division because he got raided by Glover, but Glover is like the best, not the best fighter, the best athlete ever in all of sports. It's Glover Teixeira. Or if that doesn't happen, this is going to be a kickboxing match, probably a slow pace because Rakic is not a high volume guy. He has like if you look at his fight against Ozdemir, that got really sweaty. A lot of people thought he lost. Same with the Thiago Santos fight. I actually favor Blachowicz in a kickboxing fight. And I think Rakic has some horrible defensive tendencies. You know what I mean? When he's making everything look like lightning, striking, oh, it's lightning, I'm thunder, oh, power, speed. Yeah, that's great. But when things slow down, he's not that great technically. You know what I mean? Like his defense kind of sucks, and I don't trust his chin. Devin Clark almost killed him without trying that much. And Blachowicz can punch. He's the better. This may be a hot take, but I think Blachowicz is the better kicker. Rakic has a good low kick, but all around, if they start kickboxing, I think Blachowicz is going to surprise people. I played Jan inside the distance plus 340. I like that. I think he's going to catch him and finish him. Maybe
We'll
he gets grapple fucked for 5, but I don't think that's going to happen. He's hungry now, you know. That's what he said. I'm a little bit worried because I watched this feature on ESPN, UFC ESPN, following Rakic and Jan, and I had already bet Jan. And I start watching this and I see the guy, and now he has like a fucking mental psychologist or something, and it's a hippie girl that is making him do breathing exercises, and I'm like, we are fucking fucked. Like Rakic round 1.
Yeah, that's not a good sign.
He looks good. I think Jan with the upset here. I mean, historically, he has always been disrespected. Except last time where people decided to make him minus 300 against Glover for some reason. that was a great cash, but yeah, I like Jan here. I don't think Rakic is that great. I think he would be a much better fighter if he changed some things, because he's legit all around. He's the complete package, but he makes it harder for himself that it should, I think.
Shout out Bennett Lewis. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yeah, he said his next thing was almost Lambo parlay time, best part of the show. Perfect segue. I've got mine ready. I did mine before the show today, so I'll kick us off if you don't mind while you get yours together.
I'm going to give away the big one I told you, that one I placed early in the week. It's only 2 legs, but that is my most confident my most confident degen sheet of the week. I'm going to share.
I took Maximov by submission, Jandiroba plus submission, Candelario money line, Logan Storley money line in Bellator, and Rakic decision 100 to win 22,000. That's my Lambo parlay of the week. I believe that lines up pretty well with yours as well.
Yeah, I played Maximov by submission and Jandiroba versus Hill fight ends by submission. I only took fight ends by submission because it was the same price as Jandiroba by submission, okay? I'll repeat it to make it clear because, you know, this is not my first language and people sometimes say they don't understand my Lambo parlay. I played Maximov by submission, parlay with Jandiroba, fight ends by submission. But if you don't have the same price on Jandiroba submission and ends by submission, just play Jandiroba by submission because Angela Hill cannot even submit her taxes. Okay, I only did it because it was the same line: Jandiroba by submission and fight ends by submission. So it's essentially a parlay of Maximov by submission and Jandiroba by submission. I played it for 500 to win, to return like 8,400, like to win 8K. To win 8,000. Should be minus 200.
Can I just, there was a reason. This is the second time he asked this. I didn't put this on the screen for a reason. Like someone asks this all the time. Like
Andrew's like 250. He will mop the floor with me.
Can you guys not ask that? Like we're friends and like it's just not the point of the show. But anyway, if you guys have any real questions, would love to answer them. But I'm gonna ask you guys to do me a favor first, other than like and subscribe. Did you like today's format? Like I definitely want to keep mixing and guests, but I'm curious if you guys like today's format. Leave a comment. Just say you like it better with a guest, better without a guest, or if you want us to mix it up. Just because I'm curious to hear your feedback. I know I saw a couple people who said they liked it. That's it. But yeah.
Well, he doesn't want to go into my card. I fight Joel Alvarez style. I let you get confident with the takedown.
Make a poll. I don't know how to do that. Let's see.
I will lose because people. I mean, let's be honest. I will lose the poll, not the fight. I'm not conceding defeat. I'm saying I will lose the poll for sure. Like, is anybody more hated than me on MMA Twitter? Like,
no, honestly. I think he means the poll for the question about like if we should keep doing this format or not.
Is this one?
People are ragging. Top 3 strikers in MMA off the top of my head. I'm gonna go Adesanya, McGregor, and Jan. That's my top 3.
Dean Barry.
What's up?
Dean Barry in. I mean, McGregor is a little, he has to prove it, okay? He's a little bit worse lately. If he comes back and looks like his old self or something, he was for sure one of the best. Adesanya for sure. but he has looked a little bit shitty lately. When people don't come into him, he has some issues initiating the action. I don't like that. I think Peter Jan, all around the best, honestly. But there are some great ones. It's a difficult question because MMA, the threat of the takedown changes everything.
What about that boxing bet? Is it time, or do we don't have all our ducks in a row?
I have all my money, and I will post a thread. I like Brian Castaño. I will post a thread on Twitter. I post a thread on Twitter that you could like, by the way, because it's fucking free. Like the Bible thread got like 80 miserable likes, and it was like, I mean, I don't want to sound arrogant, but it was like the call of the year. Everybody was picking Canelo, like every fucking one.
Volk, I wouldn't have my top 3 strikers, but maybe
he's a great striker. I think he's underrated.
Like I just don't think top 3. Maybe top 5 or 7.
He's very, very good. Like with his mental, you know what I mean? Like he sets everything up. He's very intelligent. Is that card bad? That card is not bad. That's the Singapore card.
I think so. I think that's the one with Joanna and.
But that's a great card.
I like it.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
It's if it's the one I'm thinking, that's Jiri versus Glover, Santos versus Shevchenko, and Joanna versus Zhang.
It's a good card. This guy goes like, I like the entire thread. What I mean is that got 80 likes, and it was like something useful. I'm not going to charge people for boxing. It was like something useful to help people or whatever, to make people make money, to help people make money, and it got 80 likes. And then yesterday I made a random Pat Barry tweet, and it has like 400 likes. You know what I mean? It's pathetic.
Yeah, guys, if you have any, if you're on any books that settle up at the end of every week by Venmo or Cash App, please DM me. Definitely need more outs, so I would appreciate that.
Definitely. Yeah, sorry.
I was just saying,
that guy that said my local had over 10 plus 200. What fight are you talking about, Castaño? If it's Castaño, take it, and you can ARP, because the doesn't go is like plus 175.
Definitely Pat Barry.
I think Pat Barry's done. Like you could wrestle. Bro, he's like 45 and he got beat stits. I watched him on Ariel's show. He's a fucking lunatic. Seen it. Man, I watched all 55 minutes of this. Like I had it on the background. I was doing another thing. I had it on the background. I'm not that crazy, okay? The guy is a fucking lunatic. Like I feel, I hate Namayunas. It's not hate in a bad way. You know what I mean? It's dislike. No, I don't hate her in the I hope she dies way. You know what I mean? It's not real, but I honestly feel bad for her. Like, I hope this doesn't end real bad. That guy is a fucking lunatic.
Yeah, it's definitely a little.
Like, it's crazy. If you watch it, like he looks. I don't even know how to say it. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, it was me. If I DM you on Twitter, it's me. Thoughts on Bellator? I taped a good amount of this. I don't really have many plays I like. It's pretty juiced, but I think the over in the Lyoto Machida fight is very safe. It's just going to be pitter-patter leg kicks. It probably goes to a split decision, but I think Storley beats MVP. I was really hoping for a better line on that, so I am bummed.
the line's coming in.
Yeah, but I thought it was going to be like minus 140.
I told you, I was upset. I was like, okay, maybe people make this close because some people are like, oh, MVP is the best striker since Conor McGregor and this and that. The guy's a massive fraud, but the books were savvy on this one. O'Malley double champ by 2025. I don't know. Maybe I don't know if LFA is going to give O'Malley the chance to be simultaneous champion at LFA at 2 weight classes.
Who's fighting Topuria? I don't know. I think you had a guest today on Twitter.
I think Barbosa, because he wanted Barbosa some time ago, and Barbosa is he got a new contract and he takes on everyone. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
but Barbosa is a real G. He's going to have CTE real bad when he's 50, but real G. I don't know if not Barbosa. I think it may be Burgos, because I think Burgos is in camp.
Ooh, that'd be a fight. I'm all in on that one.
Our guy, Colin from Chicago, will die watching that. Like Topuria will end Burgos, like real bad. I think Burgos is the easiest fight near the top 15 or top 15 that they can give Topuria. Like that would be a massacre, in my opinion.
Yeah, I just looked at the guy really quick, the Bo Nichols fighting. Sorry, I'm trying not to laugh, but he looks like they just grabbed him off the street. I mean, maybe he's good, but
he's going to get hurt because Bonical is a fucking animal. I watched him fight amateur, and the guy doesn't give a fuck. He's in there like Cutelaba. He's trying to kill people.
This is an interesting question. You want to take this one?
Ooh, this is a tricky one. Like if
I don't think so.
Not if he gets on top. He will get on top. But if he doesn't die in the entry, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if he gets to the same position he got Alvarez with, I mean, let me word this correctly because I don't want people coming at me later. Like I bet Alvarez in that fight, and I think we both said that Alvarez should be the favorite. That was really unfortunate the way it happened. He broke his ribs in the first takedown. Like no, I'm going to tell this because the guy never makes any excuses or anything. He's like a really humble guy, but very recently he gave an interview. He doesn't do this often, and he said that he fractured his ribs on the first fall, and that he was done. He was like, I couldn't do anything on the ground. I was trying, but he said I was thinking if he hits me in the ribs, like hit me in the face, because if he hits me here once, I'm done. And that when the fight ended, he was just waiting for the referee to stop it because he couldn't move. He said he was trying like killing him with the, he had the wizard. And the pressure from the arm in the ribs, he said he was fucking dying. He was just wait. He said something like, okay, hit me all you want because I'm not moving. If he gets on top of Oliveira, I mean, I love Charles, but people are acting now like if you go on top of Oliveira, you get instantly submitted, and this is fucking wild. Like Nick Lentz, of all people, was out grappling Oliveira for long stretches. Nick Lentz, not Darman.
He was underrated.
Nick Lentz was legit. He had that Neanderthal grind, like big legs.
They made him fight Oliveira 3 times.
4, right?
No, I think they fought him 3 times. He lost all, or one was a no contest, and he lost 2.
The knockout was brutal. I love that one.
Yeah,
he won with the good hammer fist. But yeah, Chookagian may beat Oliveira. Like he may rock him on the feet too. But Oliveira right now, he's not a quitter anymore. You know what I mean?
No. What do you think about the Gamrot versus Chookagian fight?
Well, I mean, people are not appreciating how good this fight is. This is one of the best fights of the year, in my opinion. Yeah. I don't know my prediction. I didn't want this fight. These are 2 of my boys. I didn't want the Alvarez versus Chookagian fight either. The UFC is fucking me good. In that division, those are my 3 boys for the future. Yeah, Gamrot is the real deal. I hope this is the main event. It's not official yet, right? But this deserves to be 5 rounds.
Yeah. Whoever wins deserves a big fight for sure. I'm
trying to not miss any question. Sean Strickland versus Pat Barry, I think Sean Strickland fucks him up. Yeah. He means an open debate. Sean Strickland fucks him up too.
Yeah, and no. It's tough because it's hard to punish Makhachev when he showed up and his opponent didn't. So he just fought the guy who was next for him. So I really don't think he should be punished for Dariush pulling out. But it definitely is a situational thing.
I honestly don't think Makhachev deserves a title shot. Like, I'm fine if he gets the title shot. I really like Makhachev as a fighter. People don't like him. I mean, let's be honest. People don't like him because they don't understand grappling. He's a tremendous grappler. Or they don't like him because he's Russian and ugly. You know what I mean? Like, if he was from America, everybody would be losing their minds over Makhachev.
Yeah.
He's real good. But I don't care if he doesn't get the title shot. His win streak is not all that. If he beats Dariush, for sure, number 1 contender. But I think he has to fight Dariush. Like, I wouldn't mind if Oliveira gets his money fight with Conor. I think he deserves it. Not Conor, Oliveira. But Conor is going to get it anyway, deserve it or not, because he's fucking Conor McGregor. He calls the game. He's the face of the game. If you are the UFC and you can get Conor McGregor the fight, you give him the fight because this is a business. And people are like, oh, no, he doesn't deserve it. This is a business, fucking idiot. Yeah. The UFC doesn't care about you in your sofa thinking it's not legit. He does 2 million pay-per-views.
Plays by a different set of rules.
Is this real? Bobby Green versus Jim Miller?
Yeah.
Fuck off. Man, I don't want Jim Miller losing to Bobby Green.
It's probably going to happen. But all right, we're about to be right up at an hour, so appreciate you guys joining. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll be back next week. Follow us on Twitter and enjoy the fights this weekend. Peace.